Met again, the usual time Saturday. First of all, let's test and see if you guys can hear me. Would I need to increase the decibel a little bit? So let me know who's out here and whether you can hear me. Anyway, I'm glad to be here uh, with you guys, and we can talk about some few things. You can throw in your questions that you have, and I'll do the best of my ability to share what I know. So anyway, because sometimes people reach out to me and be like, "Oh, we didn't know you guys, actually are into real estate and you try to build and stuff like that." So I'd like to talk a little bit more about that. Adia, thanks for joining. Can you hear me? Um, and as well, so obviously, we do. When I first started the channel, it was just about just building my own house, and in the process over time, a lot of people reach out to me for some advice and for assistance in their own aspiration as well. And so um, we decided that we will go ahead and create a business that is different with ethics and also quality and delivering that peace of mind for the people that actually, are building from outside, which has a lot of challenges. um, has a lot of changes. Most of the time, you just rely on, word of mouth, and you might get some pictures and videos, but um, nothing supersedes the presence. Thank you. Um, and so, what we did was we created Royal Consulting Solutions LLC, and our primary focus was this: ethics, quality, peace of mind. Right. So that is our philosophy: is to make sure that the money goes where it's supposed to go, do what it's supposed, uh, allocated to what it's supposed to be put for, and show proof that it was actually done with that kind of stuff through images. And sometimes we also ask that you may send somebody from your own, somebody you trust, also to go and verify the work we are doing as well. Okay, so you know, that was the approach we decided. And so one of the things we decided to, gotta be transparent, right? Because if we're gonna do things like everybody's doing it, there's no point in doing that. So our goal is we're gonna be transparent. We see something, we're gonna tell you. If it's gonna cost more, we're gonna tell you. If it's gonna cost less, we're gonna tell you. If there's another alternative, we're gonna tell you. We're gonna advise, and then we're gonna listen to what is it that you want, what is it that you're trying to accomplish, and then we're gonna see if we can deliver and implement your wishes, right? And so I think I'm never an advocate of just handing over somebody and just go to sleep. You should always be keeping an eye on things. You should always be asking questions and stuff like that. But granted, there's also extreme to everything, right? So that's our upload. Now the things we don't do, okay? Now you can start putting your question. The things we don't do is like we don't engage in scamming. That is a no go. Dishonesty, whether with the information we are providing you or quality of products or even in the labor part, right? And so we are not going to engage in that kind of behavior. Okay. And we are not also trying to be the jack of all trades, master of none. We have some key areas that we are super, super strong. And then the areas that I feel like there's other companies out there that are strong in those areas, we subcontract that and bring them to do the work, and then while we supervise, that kind of stuff as well. Okay, so where do we work in Ghana? So primarily we go everywhere. Granted, if we're going far away, there'll be some cost in terms of transportation and finding accommodation for the guys. to stay there and stuff like that. But but if the project is anywhere in the north, even in the north, we will go. It's not a big deal. Okay, and so um yeah, I'm trying something different to see how that look. So anyway, how do you deal with language, right? This is one of the most nuisance and stuff. So if you are building Ghana, you're gonna be dealing with landlords, no matter who you are. I think if Nanado is trying to build a house, his landlord's gonna show up, but he has more leverage in dealing with that as a president. So you are going to deal with that, right? And there's a way we deal with that. Obviously, now we are beginning to factor that into the cost as well. That's one of the things about the transparency aspect because we will have to deal with them, right? Sometimes it can be resolved the first time. Sometimes it takes a couple of conversations to actually resolve the issue. But like someone says, scam gods, yeah, they definitely are scam gods. So it is a problem. Some areas are notorious. And so even when we do consultation, right, which I'll show you something. When we do consultation, like when you book a consultation with me, one of the things we talk about is basically, um, we talk about land guard stuff, right? Like if you're looking for land, um, what area, some place is like it's a no go. So this is our website. You go in there, this is our home page. We just changed some few things. So we do the consultations, which I think is a must because information is powerful. Information is so important because then you can make good decisions and stuff because you're about to spend a lot of money and it's better for you to know where you think the money should go first, right? So that's our consultation page right there. You can see our schedule here. You can look at whichever fit what you're looking for. You can book. That's our construction as well. The other side, in the construction that we do, also the renovation, right? Renovation aspect, which we are trying to do less of that unless you need because sometimes it can be very very problematic for because of what was done and also it's going to be cost effective for the client. So that's why we tell you like go to the best team, let them do it right from the beginning. Okay. And this is still one of the luxury properties, the castle house, which you can stay there, but I'm very very picky with that. So the services, right? So you go to our website, you can see all this information, right? The service we provide. Buyer's guide, very important. If you're gonna go buy, you must understand these things, right? You must know how like it's important to make sure not only that you have the purchase bill of sale for the house, but also make sure that the land is actually legally transferred to you. All this is important. And then the inspection process, right? It's very important. Construction guidelines is a must. It's a must. I don't care who you are. If you have not done it, before, you actually gonna miss a lot. Because building a house from the beginning to the end, nobody can really know everything that is important. You're gonna miss some key things. So we put that for you, so you can just follow that. Obviously, we have our blueprint, 30,000 plans over here. Pick what you want and stuff like that. Go on sale sometimes, and then we also do the architectural design as well. All right. So we have that, and so you're gonna be doing long guards. That is I'll be surprised if they don't show up. And stuff like that. You are going to be dealing with that. And so it's about working with a team that knows how to navigate that. Like he said here, please hit the like button, subscribe, share the videos. Please click on the notification button because I hear people always tell me, I think YouTube is messing with me, right? That sometimes, um, you know, you don't get a notification stuff, right? So make sure it's checked for all. So then when I go live, you guys. So when I post videos every Thursday about that project, you can see that and stuff. So I post those videos primarily for for you guys to see evidentially what I'm doing. So I will never tell you stuff I'm not doing and stuff. If it's not good for me, probably I would suggest that. I can always give you options and stuff like that, the pros and cons of things. But I am very, very picky and I want the best. So I do really, you know, look at everything to make sure what is the best out there, right? So do that, Chevy. Leslie, thank you. We miss you, Leslie. We didn't see you last night on our other podcast. Scum guys, yeah, it's true. Yes, Kafui, thank you. Thank you for joining me. You're funny. Okay, so I'll dive into the other aspect. So that's the business aspect, right? We do a lot of consultation. We do building, construction, so we can tackle everything from bungalow style to multiple units, stuff like that. So the guys are dope. They are dope. They're very good. You enjoy the work, and I like the quality they produce and stuff like that. So the team is strong. I can be here and we can still get things done without any headache. And those of if we've done work for you, if there have been any headache, we have shown up at try to remedy that, right? So you try doing that with other people in Ghana and you see, right? I'll be there tomorrow, I'll be there tomorrow, I'll be there tomorrow, right? So these things are for real, stuff like that. So the other thing too, one of the questions that I get into, I get, people ask me, email sometimes on the live stream is basically the real estate aspect. When I went to Ghana, I met some dope people that like made tens of millions in the real estate business, and you bounce off some ideas, and sometimes they got some information, but you got to bring something to the table, right? You got to bring something to the table. If you bring something to the table, they you're able to extract certain informations, and so I hang with a couple of them. It was really really nice. Some actually have appeared on other people's YouTube, you know, but sometimes it's different when it's one on one and the camera is not there, right? It's different. So I got some insight as well. It can be done. These people are making millions, right? Some of their homes they're selling them for $1 million and people are buying them. But it's a combination of a bunch of factors that you need to do. Whether you take a loan, to go into real estate, that has its pros and cons. Whether you're using all your assets, your retirement, your savings to do that. Um, it's also like has its pros and cons and stuff like that. But you must understand the market. One of the things that if you are going to succeed in Ghana, there's a couple of things, right? It's if you have money, you can just throw at it till you figure it out. Or if you're heavily connected and you get access. What I mean by heavily connected means maybe you can come into the government and get certain project as well, um, and then make a lot of money through that. Or you can, for most people, I suggest basically just go and get the data. Just go there and do the field work and get a price point of what you can get. Steady, know what is your target. Are you going for the top 5%, the bulk of people in the middle? Because low income is not going to work, right? It's not really going to work. So low income housing would be something you're expecting maybe 200, 300 CDs a month or something like that. And if you put 100K, factor in how much you're going to get that money back. So you got to see the ballpark because there's a lot of houses on the market. The issue is the price, right? The price, some are good. I met one company in Ghana. The prices, the first person that I looked, because I looked at all their inventory from 2 bedrooms to the $500,000 home that they are selling in East Legon. And I look at the prices and I say, okay, they got it right, right? So pricing is very, very important. Renting is also very, very important and stuff like that, right? And also, you have to also look outside these tier one communities. Tier one communities are considered, East, like Airport Hill is a cantonment, some part of East Legon, and stuff like that is the tier one place. You have to look outside because it's getting choked now. So you got to look outside and see what else for your real estate opportunities. And then also, um, you have to understand who you are targeting. There's certain things that, and I'm finding this myself as well, but I'm not going to spill all the beans, right? Um, you have to know who you're targeting. The 50 and above richest people in Ghana do not like to spend on specific things. You must know what that is, right? Because other than that, you're going to put money over there and they're not going to show up. They like, they will spend money on specific things that they need, right? And and then you have the 20 to 42, they also like to spend a lot of money on specific things. So, and this data I got from somebody that has about uh got a lot of money, have their imprint is on a lot of things in Ghana. They own probably, as much as I can count, about 20 or more things, right? Top restaurants, top things in the country. And we just sat down and just have a conversation. I mean, he's a guy, sometimes one day he can make $75,000 on one establishment, right? And so I got an insight who's actually spending the money. So all this information is really, 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 really important, right? The worst thing is you start a business and then nobody's patronizing that, right? EV, what revision? Is a revision on the on the live stream or building revision? Okay, let me see this. How do you find line in the first place? If you have a single for the first time, what do you ask? What do you ask? What do you ask? Very, very important. So before you start looking for land, this is what you must think about. What is it that you want it for? Do you want it for residential purposes? You want it for potential residential and some kind of commercial purposes? Do you want it strictly for commercial? And what does where you build? How does it look like 20 years from now? The area and stuff like that. And so because listen, granted, people in Accra, but all the rich people are in Accra. The people who have money are in Accra. Even the ones that are in Kumasi come stay in Accra, right? So it depends what it is that you want to do. Okay, if you want to have a business, you're 2 hours away. It's going to be these guys I'm talking about are not coming there unless it is one specific thing that they will drive the 2 hours and come to. So um, and so you have to factor all that in. So you have to understand these things. Then you're probably gonna have a couple options, one, two, three, and stuff like that. And then like the prices are changing all over the place. And then you have to decide, okay, if I buy a land here and I build a residence here, and do I have enough money to secure another land 10 minutes away for a business aspect? So then you want to be closer to your business. You do not. You cannot run a business effectively if your business is like the other side of town, an hour and a half, and you are here. You are not going to be going over there. And if you don't show up, things don't go well, right? So you have to think about. So when we do consultation, we talk about all these things and to see even if what you're trying to do is viable. Because some places are great for residential, they're not really good for business or that type of business you want to do, right? So in some places, you can do both. In some place, business is good, but it's too noisy for a place to live. Okay. Yeah. So visit. I would say visit. Find somebody that can help you. Before you go, though, probably start talking to somebody on the ground. Don't send them money for the price or anything like that. So have that discussion. Have some areas. Do a little bit of research. Learn more about a couple of places. And so when you go there, you can use your time wisely. We have situations. Some people will come the next day. We are taking them on the side. We give them these options and explain to them. But you also have to go and get a feel. Now, do I really feel like I can live here? Do I feel like I want a business here, right? And that kind of stuff. So it's a personal thing, right? The assumption and the presumption is that the land is not legit. The assumption and presumption is that the land is not legit, even if it's some NGO or some prophet or some god that is selling you the land. The assumption and presumption is that it's not legit until verified by multiple means, right? That is the approach, and this is something we talk about. Where you need to verify, how you need to verify the verifier, right? Because sometimes even the land commission, there's bullshit going on over there, okay? Or sometimes even the land commission, there's incompetency in there because there's a couple of databases that need to be checked, right? And there's a couple of ways you need to run these searches, right? So there's more to it than that. The worst thing is you're building and something happens, and then you have people showing up with other document, right? So great question, great question, great question, great question. This is very good question. There's something you have to know about Ghanaians. I'll speak in Ghanaians because I'm not, I don't have any experience in other countries. Sometimes there's a need, which is a good business. So, no, it's a good business, great idea, but the Ghanaians don't see value in that, patronizing that business, right? So then you kind of like you only lock into people from the diaspora, right? And so there's some kind of education process that needs to go about, and this is where location becomes very very important for some of these businesses because you want to target people who are exposed, like extracurricular activity for children. The local Ghanaian really is not going. They don't care about that stuff. It's us. Right? It's us that really, really care about these kind of things, right? So where are most of us living, right? If you go in a boony somewhere, you're gonna get two or three people from that parent that think it's worth to pay 50 CDs to drop the case over there for an hour or two, right? The local person is not gonna take the kids and pay 50 CDs for that kind of stuff, right? Because they think the kids can just go around, cross, down the street and run around. So you have to look at all that and then get a price point, and then the question becomes how you're going to run it. Are you going to be automated, some automation? How are you going to get a ticket? How are you going to keep your eyes on revenue that people are not pocketing that kind of stuff because it happens. And so location becomes really important. So you want to, you can say I want to do this playground that is kind of like a resort somewhere, but those resort is going to be patronizing by people like us mostly, and some couple of people that have money that want a taste for that particular thing. Because sometimes people have money in Ghana, but they didn't even want to spend money on this kind of things, right? So it's a lot of work that you have to do. Well, good question. Good question. My, if I have to look through in a crystal ball, um, now the challenge for infrastructure, especially, is the major highways and the connecting, like we'll call like streets, the streets, like of the major highways. Like I don't think they're gonna do anything to them. They will probably are going to improve the dirt road and that kind of stuff, but the N4, N1 is going to be the same. I don't look like they're gonna expand any of that stuff. Spinters, that road is probably going to be the same, right? Because once you allow people to build on both sides of the road, you just stuck. Accra is gonna get choked. People have money right now. That people are buying more cars every year. There's more cars in the country than before, but there's not a lot of road being developed. So it's gonna get choked, congestion. So traffic is gonna be bad. I'm more worried about pollution as well, right? Pollution is gonna go up, especially with those diesel cars. I think they should just ban these diesel cars after a certain point, right? And so, and that is why you see even people with money in East Legon are selling out. They might have a condo by airport, but they are moving a little bit outside, like East Legon Hills and those places, to live and stuff like that because it's getting really, really congested, right? And so, and so you are going to have that. I mean, the waterfront project that they have to deal with those gun chiefs, and that kind of stuff. So it's going to be political, right? And so it's just that I think the infrastructure is so important. It's the most important thing because if you don't have infrastructure, forget about all the other things you're trying to do, right? Because whatever it is, you're gonna be on the road. That part of the world, 98% of all comments are on the road, right? So is anything possible? I think it's possible, but the reality is that they'll probably start working on these other roads, dead roads that have not been paved yet. So that's what they'll be tackling, and maybe do some small repairs on the major highway. But I don't see any expansion. Look at Accra Cape Coast Road, right? One of the most dirtyless road according to in Africa. It's like still one lane, one lane out. But the land is there. They have space to do that. So these are good questions. What do we say the top five businesses you should consider doing in Ghana in your personal opinion? I cannot give it this thing up publicly because there's a couple that I want to do myself. And so I cannot give everything out like that. This would be a consultation. But if you bring that up, I'll share with you what I know. But I cannot give my top five. Okay? Sorry about that. These are yeah, phaser, yeah. Uh Good one. Leslie, good one. Um what I would suggest, go the event center, you can make money. You can make a lot of money. Depending on where you put it, you will make serious money, I'm telling you. But depending on where you put it. So you go out there and scout the area. If there is an event center over there, how are you going to separate yourself? Come to consultation, we can tell you how yours is going to stand out, what you can provide for the event center that the other group don't have or they haven't thought about, so that yours become the place to go, even if there's like five event center within like 5 kilometers, something like that. They know if they come here, they have everything. But you can make some good money, on the weekly basis, right? You can do that. All right. So great question. Building a cathedral is more important only than building. Yeah, 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 yeah. Heaven is important than living on earth, right? I suppose, right? Let's build a house for God. So anyway, all right. Let me see. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to really thinking about. You can make serious money in Ghana. Serious, serious, serious. Um, how many people that are making millions in profit alone? You can, but also means that some of these things, for you to do that, you got to bring some serious cash in there. And sometimes you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Basically, it's just making some process more efficient, more efficient. And so, but the network you are going to have is really, 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 really important. Is really important. Is going to save you a lot of money because you can get a lot of bad advice. And sometimes these people protect the information. They're not just going to give it out because they're looking at you as a competitor. So bring something to the table that they will want, and then you can exchange some ideas. And in Ghana, it takes a fish to catch a fish. So you try not to take people out and to a nice place, have them eat whatever they want, sit down, pick some brains, their brains and stuff like that. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. Bro, good to see you here. We met in Ghana. It was a good time. I hope the kids are doing great. So affordable, like we talked a little bit about this when we met. Uh, Albert is a kudu, by the way. From Chicago is kudu. So one of the things. So if you want to look at affordable, so let's say affordable people from outside, we tend to have a little bit more income than families back home. So let's say I'm going to use the context of people back home. So one bedroom, affordable. This what I mean by affordable meaning is tied to some kind of like mortgage system that or loan that they can take, which I'm against the loan thing. But a mortgage system that maybe is manageable if they have a job in Ghana, right? For most people, one bedroom usually about 45, 50,000, right? The challenge is building something with that quality for that price. So we're talking about 275K, three, you want to keep it under 100, right? Location becomes important too in this factor, right? Some places you can have two-bedroom and charge a little bit more. Some places you can have two-bedroom and it's less, right? So location and all those things, price point. Then you can get people. It has also, you have to do in a way that they put some down deposit and also actually, they can actually pay these things and they understand the contract, the agreement. If they default on the payment, what happens? I'm all about transparency. Just let them know whether they have a grace period to make out those payments, or maybe the house is taken away from them and they still have to pay for the balance and that kind of stuff. So it has to tie to some kind of a mortgage system. I know it's coming up, but they also have to understand the interest, right? So that's what I mean by affordable. There's still going to be a lot of people that will not be able to do it, but I'm looking at like maybe 50, 60% of the people that have some job, they're making maybe 3,000, 4,000 CDs a month, 5,000 CDs, what they could afford, and stuff. Maybe if they make 5,000 CDs, they can pay a rent for 2,000 CDs and manage on 3,000 CDs. Whether it's enough, it's not enough, I don't know. And so that is a price. The other stuff like 200, 300,000, that is for the super rich folks. That is not for your average banker can't even buy that stuff, right? That is for different group. Legitimately, right? If you got some kind of like extra curriculum activities that you are coming with the money, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, legitimate income. Maybe there could be. There could be. This is what I would say. This is what I would say. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I do. So let's say you do a borehole system. You're gonna have your filters. Check these filters. I'm not even talking about filters just in Ghana. Not the filter is not gonna stop everything. If it's good, it's gonna give you about 99.9%. But that means the filter must be working. How do you know the filter is working? Right? So Are you going to do periodic testing? I mean, the filter can remove the bacteria, the protozoans, and that kind of stuff from the can also deal with the chemicals, right? So maybe you have a multi-filter system, one for to deal with the bacteria stuff, and then one specifically to remove the lead, the mercury, potential arsenic, and those kind of things from the water, and how periodic that, and you testing them. So it's a little bit tricky. So sometimes it's just for me, it's just easier like everything from the ground. Even if I'm running through filter, I'm doing everything with it except drinking and making food. And then you buy bottled water, which sometimes is not is questionable. So unless you can design a whole elaborate filtration system, it's expensive. Minimum is going to cost you about $10,000 to produce about maybe you know 1,000 gallons a day of just making sure that you are safe to use the water for drinking, because that's the thing that you have to worry about getting into your stomach. So that's the thing. So I would say you can do it, but you have to be testing them and stuff like that. So when I go, I just if I'm cooking and I'm drinking, I just use bottle. And then other than that, the regular water is for the shower, flashing the toilet and that kind of stuff. Yeah, village. So village people income, right? So you have to factor in there. Um, so think about it this way too. Village, a lot of the produce goes to waste, right? So can you come up with a way to prolong the produce from rotten? If you can come up with something, because there's more produce that are wasted than actually what is sold. So logistics, right? Maybe you don't even plant anything, but you have a logistics system that you can deliver the products from one region to another region to the other market, if quickly, while making sure like most of the products are not damaged in the process, right? So it's a couple of things. So you can go mass farming, mass production, but then how are you gonna get it? How are you gonna get it to the market that you're gonna sell and make money, right? So it's a couple of things that you have to think about. Compound for your house. So you mean landscape? I'm advocating this, man. We are underplaying grass and trees. I understand sometimes people would think like maintenance and stuff like that. So um, coffee this consultation. But there's a bunch of things you have to do. Like I'm not a fan. This is my personal opinion. I'm not a fan of just tiling the floor like the whole. I'm not. I know why people do it, but I think it's too much. You don't get a feel of coming home. And so I think like the best thing would be do a concrete pave walk, because there's other product you're gonna use, you're gonna get mold. It rains a lot, the mold's gonna get beat up. There's nothing you can do. They're gonna be in there in the rainy season, especially. So while it looks nice the first couple of months, color is gonna fade. The sun is gonna remove the color. The mold is gonna build up, and then it doesn't look well. So look at where you are in the world sometimes and see how did they do it, right? They have a walk concrete pathway, they have grass, you have trees, you have plants, and it's awesome, right? And it's awesome, right? So, but landscape compound can be really expensive. I think I share this with you guys, for the Caswell house, that pavement thing I did, I paid like $9,000 for that sucker, right? Would I ever do it again like that? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it like that. So they can be really expensive. It's all possible, right? But in order for you to do anything, you got to make provisions, right? So now, if I'm betting money, I don't know. I mean, what year are we talking about? Our kids' lifetime? I don't know. So So the thing is that until I see provisions being made, areas being designated like they do in your respective countries, I don't know. Because one government may propose it, and next government will come and spend the money on other things. So for me, my attitude is that control what you can control, and the other things you can't control. I can't control whether they're going to build another land or another, road or not. I can't. No, I'm not in parliament. I'm not a president. But that means it will cost you more money to get a vehicle that'll be able to deal with that kind of stuff. Okay. No, thank you. Yeah, this should be cleaned up. This should be no brainer. Nobody should be telling you got to clean after yourself. And I remember a time when I was growing up, it was not like that. There were people around actually finding people, taking them to jail when you were destroying your environment like that. So, but Ghana is sweet. People, you can do whatever you want. You know, but most of the time it's non-productive stuff. Hi, Amelia. Thanks for joining us. So anyway, few more questions, and then we'll just, yes, please share if you like the content, if it's helpful for you. My goal, yes, oh my God, this is what I care about the most for this channel. Take what you need. If you disagree, that's fine. If you think I'm wrong, that is fine also. Take whatever you need if it's gonna help you, and then if I can help you, obviously you know where to find me. You can send me an email, royal consult royalconsultingsolutions.com. Go to the website, or royalconsultingsolutions@gmail.com. You can email me. We can figure it out to see how we can help you. But take what you need, and then go win. At the end of the day, I want your widest dream to come true. I want you to succeed. If you're gonna, I want you to build your dream home. I want you to start a business. The more people that are successful, the better it is. You have people you can help. I have people I can help, and all those things. So I'm not, I don't compete with anybody. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just trying to maximize myself to be the best that I can be. So that is what it is for me. Don't, if you see me doing something, yes, you can be happy for me, but be happy for yourself. Be happy for what you are going to do for yourself, for your families, for your community and stuff like that. Be more interested in that than to be interested in what somebody else is doing on social media, right? Have a stake in your own life. Um, I mean, the thing with open source is like, it has to be a complete system, right? You can't just do it on one end, because if you do on one end and you leave the other end, then it's gonna clock. All these things are possible. See, all these things are possible. There's some people are going to space, and we can deal with goddess, but it's all possible. It's just what it is that the human being desire. The unfortunate thing for our people is that they've been told the way they live is normal, and it's just not normal. Human beings should not live under certain conditions in 21st century. It's not normal. So if you think it's a normal behavior, then it's not going to change. We have to make these things not normal. So the next generation that are coming will say, listen, as a human being, I should not be sleeping under a bridge. I should not be selling food when the gutter has sewage and all this in front of me. The next generation must know that. But if we all keep quiet and act like it's paradise and everything is going well, then it's going to be like that. It's only a matter of time till some disease will pop up somewhere and start wiping. That's a nature fights back, right? So you control what you can control. But anyway, other than that, let me give a shout out to everybody else here. Some people left. And then Leslie, Eve, thank you. Hajia, thank you. Kafui, Abed, Leslie, Andy. Thank you. And I know some of you are watching behind because there's more people watching. And so thank you. Thursday there'll be another video, doing the still bending work, how to do it. We had to open up our hidden beams were a little bit bigger, construct a little bit different because the whole downstairs. I couldn't really show you a picture of the whole downstairs because I had the bamboo tree supporting the decking. And so it should be taken out by now. I'll tell them to do a video and then maybe I can add it to one of the videos. You guys can see that. So I'm trying to live my dream to the best ability I can. So I hope maybe you find something in there that will also, motivate you for you to go do yours and do it, bigger, better. And I want you guys to succeed a billion times more than I can ever do. Um, and nothing will make me more happier than that. Okay. Um, so that is the website, royalconsultingsolutions.com. You can join me. Yes, yes, yes. All right, all right. We'll talk. And okay, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you for taking the time to listen to me. And have a great day. Don't stop believing in yourself. You can do anything. There's no limitations. You can do anything. Just find people that believe in you and challenge you a little bit. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you. Bye bye.